Whether he's on the radio roasting rivals, pulling ruthless overtakes, or giving zero filter interviews, Max Verstappen has mastered the art of being brutally savage. In this video, we'll dive into the coldest, most unbothered and downright disrespectful moments that prove Max doesn't just race to win, he races to dominate. So buckle up, because Max is about to show you why nice guys finished last.
You all need to leave a little bit of space. But expect it next time the same, you know?
Who can forget the 2018 Brazilian GP and when Max lapped Ocon, his old nemesis, just for the Frenchman to try and unlap himself? It ultimately took away the win from Max, and he made sure to let his feelings be known by pushing and shoving Ocon in the garage. Well, Ocon should have known better, I guess.
What was said? Did he try to apologise to you?
No, he gave a really stupid response. Yeah.
It's not just the pushing and shoving that Max did. He also called Ocon a very intimidating word that we cannot say here. I don't think we'll miss this version of Max, to be honest with you.
I don't really have a lot to comment on that, except that he was being a
Once upon a time, Max had a fierce teammate in Sergio Perez, and both of them had some interesting fights that Verstappen took care of easily. But in Austria, things escalated a little bit when Perez almost took them both out. And you can imagine what Max's reaction was to this move by his teammate, who was leading the race at that point.
What the is wrong with him? Blind honestly.
The FIA thought they had Max in their pockets with the threats of penalties, but what Max did next was genius. He decided to reply to the reporters with one word only. Therefore, he avoids talking a lot and penalties cannot be applied either. A smart move from a seasoned champion.
I'm answering. It's not a lot. Wrong with my voice.
What happens if the behavior in this press conference triggers another penalty?
No comment.
When you're fighting for the championship in the third fastest car, things can escalate if your team doesn't keep the highest standards of what you're used to. When Red Bull failed with their strategy, Verstappen made sure to let his feelings be known to his race engineer. And although they squashed this later on, it was proof that he doesn't care what it takes to win races.
It's quite impressive how we let us have good undercut at this completely race. No, man, don't give me that now. You guys give me this strategy, okay? I'm trying to rescue myself.
Do you know those what-if questions that sometimes bug the hell out of you? Well, Max is no exception either. Just listen to what he had to say when asked about a potential if scenario regarding the safety car in Miami.
Yeah, but I mean, it's always if, right? If my mom had balls, she would be my dad, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's how it goes to racing. Sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't.
There are certain questions that can bug you off and make you question your cool, but would you be willing to headbutt someone because of it? Max is, and he's not afraid to share it in a press conference.
Max, why have you had so many accidents?
I don't know. And like I said in the beginning of this press conference, I got really tired of all the questions, so yeah. I think if I get a few more, I'll headbutt someone.
I know many of you will find this moment controversial. You'll bring up the tyre advantage in Max's favour and the FIA's dirty play. But you cannot take away this amazing dive bomb on the last lap of the race. With everything at stake, Max made sure to seal the deal when given the chance, winning his maiden championship in Formula 1. Well, I don't think you could blame Max for not being a fan of the reporters. If you get the same question time after time, you'll crack at some point. The 2021 Silverstone crash was one of them, and just look at how Max handled that situation to finally put a rest to these talks.
There's been a lot of talk about what happened on the opening lap at Silverstone. If you two end up wheel to wheel after the start tomorrow...
Now, can we just already stop about this? Because we had so many questions about this. It's just ridiculous, honestly. Honestly, the whole Thursday, we've been answering this all the time. So can we just stop about it, please?
Even world champions were afraid to fully send it in the wet conditions in Brazil, following the damp racing line. But Verstappen decided to write history that day. Just look at the overtake way outside of the optimal racing line on Rosberg, who went on to become a champion that year.
Brilliant, he's been rehearsing that, we've been watching him, and right around the outside of turn 3, while his rival is nursing the throttle pedal, boom, P2.
The team did good by calling Max and not allowing him to finish the lap, but at that point, Verstappen was very angry because he had no idea what was going on. Just listen to what he had to say about it.
Box, 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 box.
Why? Why? What the are you guys saying? Unbelievable, mate. I don't get it. What the is this about?
It was the cherry on the pie. Verstappen was bashed by the British media for the past couple of months before the 2024 Brazilian GP, and his statement win from P17 proved that there isn't anything he couldn't do. And in the press conference, there wasn't any British media at all, something that caught the eye of the four-time world champion.
I have a quick question here. I mean, I appreciate all of you being here, but I don't see any British press. They had to run to the airport. They don't know where the press conference is.
Just when it looked like Alonso had this in his bag and would start on pole in Monaco, Verstappen managed to pull off the craziest Sector 3 that we've ever seen. Just in this sector, he was able to shave 3/10 of Alonso's lap time, ultimately putting himself in front of the two-time world champion.
Who's it going to be across the line? It's Max Verstappen who breaks Aston Martin hearts and takes pole position away from Fernando Alonso.
Throughout the 2021 Baku GP, Verstappen had a very comfortable lead ahead of his teammate Perez and Hamilton. But then bad luck struck him. The rear left tyre decided to just give up on the main straight, ending Verstappen's race. How did he react? As best he knows, kicking the tyre.
In 2021, and this year it's Verstappen. Tyre.
A race can be ruined by many factors, but vibrations are one of the most painful and probably infuriating ones. Verstappen felt that on his skin in Portimao in 2021, and he had a great plan for after the race. Just go and check his teeth in case they've suffered too much.
I just visited the dentist after the weekend. Yeah, it's impossible to drive, mate.
What can I say? Verstappen loves overtaking Rosberg, and just look what he did to him in Silverstone. Despite the German champion being in a much superior car, the man who just debuted in Red Bull was on a mission to prove something, and indeed he did.
Look how Rosberg's struggling there. We don't often see a pass on this part of the track. Round at Chapel, there he goes. Max Verstappen moves into second place. What a move that was on Nico Rosberg.
Outrageous.
I don't think many drivers like Lance Stroll, but for him to just close your corner so rapidly and without even recognising you're there, that must be very frustrating. And Max was obviously angry with the lack of discipline that his colleague has, so he made sure to extrapolate his feelings on the team radio.
As effective as Max wants it. Oh no, they're going to crash! And they have! Oh dear, oh dear.
What the is wrong with him? What a... I didn't see anyone.
A red flag in Monaco is usually the death of a qualifying session, especially if it happens in the later stages of the session. When you're in Q3 fighting for pole and have two purple sectors, the last thing you want to see is Leclerc red flagging the session while being on provisional pole. Well, prepare for yourself for some beeps because Verstappen wasn't the happiest man when this happened.
Man.
Leclerc's in the wall at 16.
This would have been the lap.
Max is known for his fierce defending, but just look how he managed to keep the lead in Imola in 2021 when he overtook Hamilton under wet conditions. He started at P3 and managed to get to P1 at the end of the Tamburello chicane. He's just out of this world, really.
It is Hamilton and Verstappen. Verstappen and Hamilton wheel to wheel going into the field of the Tamburello chicane. Hamilton is forced wide and he's lost a little bit of bodywork as well.
During the 2021 Brazilian GP, Verstappen decided to take things into his own hands, measuring the rear wing of Hamilton's car and touching it. By doing this, he broke the Parc Fermé rules and was fined €50,000. But at the end of the day, this led to the FIA inspecting the rear wing of Hamilton's car, ending with a huge penalty for the Brit as well. And what was Verstappen's reaction to that penalty? Well, he hopes that the officials will have a great dinner with it and maybe even invite him as well. Safe to say they didn't invite Max, and he might be a bit salty for that, hence the short answers and the disrespect towards the FIA.
Can we get your reaction to the reprimand and the fine that you received from the stewards this morning?
It's quite a big fine, so I hope they have a nice dinner and a lot of wine. I hope good expensive wine, that would be nice. And they can invite me for dinner as well, I'll pay for that dinner too.
I don't know what it is between Max and Brazil, but that man loves to drive there. In his rookie year, he had an amazing serve while driving for Toro Rosso in Sao Paulo. Just look at the reflexes that the Dutchman had at the age of 17. Apart from defending, Max is also known as a great driver when it comes to overtaking. Just look at this instance from 2022's Imola GP. His then fiercest competitor, Leclerc, felt on his own skin how hard it is to keep Verstappen behind, especially in the era that Red Bull took by storm.
Look at the bouncing on the Ferrari. The Red Bull's coming at him. Verstappen goes round the outside, into the chicane, stays on the track. Max Verstappen takes the lead.
Just 1 year after the controversial 2021 season, Verstappen and Hamilton have engaged in a fierce battle in COTA, one that the Dutchman felt wasn't really necessary. And with Verstappen being Verstappen, he expressed his feelings loud and clear. He even showcased them on camera for everyone to see that his hatred towards Hamilton hasn't died.
Stupid idiot.
Ignore it, don't worry about it.
Well, he gave the international one-fingered salute of disapproval, Max Verstappen as well.
Miami wasn't very warm welcoming to Max back in the day, and the crowd booing the four-time world champion was noted by the F1 media, who wanted to get an additional response from Max on this matter. But as you probably imagine, Max wasn't really bothered by these calls. At the end of the day, he uses them as fuel to perform much better. Just hear what he has to say about it, and then ask yourself whether this man can be bothered.
It's absolutely fine as long as I stand on the top. That's for me the most important. I take the trophy home and they go back to their houses and they can have a nice evening.
Being the champion you are, you probably hold some standards that cannot be tackled down, not even by your own team. When Verstappen was asked to give his position back to Perez during 2022's Brazilian GP, the response of the Dutchman was golden.
It's Max will let you through.
Yeah, thank you for that, guys. Thank you.
I'm sorry about that, Checo.
It shows who he really is.
Max, what happened?
I told you already last time. You guys don't ask that again to me.
After all I've done for him, it's a bit disappointed, to be honest. I'm really surprised.
Have you been trying for something for so long that doesn't work and it gets on your nerves? Well, that's the example of Max Verstappen and his DRS button in Barcelona in 2022, when he tried to activate the system to overtake Russell up front. Well, here is a sequence in which he failed to do for so many laps and made sure that his anger would be shared properly and thoroughly with his race engineer.
Keep trying.
And this.
DRS did not open.
Yes!
Why don't we throw a little bit of a swearing compilation out there for you? Just have a great time by listening to Max using the F word constantly and in a more aggressive manner than you could imagine.
Oh, sake. Blind. I'm stuck. This is what you get with this show, honestly.
I feel sorry for the fans who haven't watched Max in his mad era, honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything there. Sake.
I don't think it gets any more lenient than this. Max has absolutely no intention to listen to the reporters' questions or pay attention to what's going on around him. He zoned out during Melbourne's 2025 press conference, and when it was his turn to answer questions, he had no will to engage in a prolific conversation whatsoever.
Max, your thoughts? Wet race?
Yeah, it's slippery in the wet. So you have to take that into consideration.
Okay, thanks all three.
And there you have it, Max Verstappen at his most savage. From brutal overtakes to legendary one-liners, the man doesn't just win, he humiliates. So, which moment was your favourite? Let us know down in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss the next round of F1 chaos.